Search Engine Roundtable, Rusty Brick. This is a Search Buzz video recap. Today is actually December 31st in the afternoon. It's New Year's Eve. I want to do this video today because tomorrow is going to be a bit of a busy day. Typically, on the first of I will be in the office. The first of the month, I usually do all the billing, so I'll probably do all the billing then. And at the same time, the guys want to go. We're open, so some of the guys want to go to see Avatar, the movie, and we decided to make a field trip where a handful of us are actually going to go at noon to go see the movie. So there's not much time during the day to do both those things. So I figured I'd do the recap today. Probably won't be much news anyway tomorrow to report. So let's get it over with today. Again, today is New Year. I'll publish this tomorrow probably. So New Year's Day, 2010, and I wanted to go through the different various news. Again, I grouped this into various things, and I wanted to show you the various logos from the search engines that they had. So you can see that's the Google logo, Yahoo logo, and I'm just going to scroll through these fast. You have Bing, AOL, Ask.com, Dogpile, Baidu, Clicker, I don't know how to pronounce that, Create a Site Forums, Search Engine Roundtable. Those are the various logos that I see today. The Search Engine Roundtable logo's theme is up, and it's pretty nice, so definitely take a look at that. Also, there was a Google toolbar update. It started December 30th at night. It's typically Google has done these toolbar updates usually at the end, right around New Year's. Last year they did it again, also at the same time, so it's pretty interesting to see them do a PageRank update about the same time as they did last year. We also reported on a thread over at Google Webmaster Tools, Webmaster Help Forums, where John Muller over at Google said that if they have two factors that differentiate between in terms of localization, so let's say you have a website on a .co.uk and the server that it's hosted on is actually in the US, Google will use, let's mute that a little bit. Google will use the ccTLD, the domain name extension, over the where it's hosted in, where location the server is based in. So they're using the ccTLD. So again, if you have a domain .co.uk hosted in the US or hosted in Africa, it will default to the UK as a geo qualifier because that's the ccTLD. Google also, this is pretty big news, Google somehow, I think it's the next video. So Google's basically released, remember a while ago we reported that web designers, web developers, and the local pack didn't show up. So if you did a search for web design New York, it would not show local web designers you won't show that one box thing up top, not one box, that local pack up on top to show you the various web designers in Google Local. Google said it was a bug back then, and now Google's coming out and saying, no, it's not a bug, it's on purpose. And actually they do this, they're not showing it for queries like web design or even SEOs in a specific local qualifier. So I wrote about this. Sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't. Google's saying they're doing this because the user intent has showed them that they don't really want to see local web designers when you type in a web design New York. Personally, I don't understand that, but that's what Google's saying. Some are anticipating or thinking that this kind of is a slap in the face of SEOs and web designers from Google, and I'm not exactly sure. Next is Bing SEO related. Bing seems their MSN bot, their crawler, seems to again be crawling fake names. This is somewhat of a new thing we reported, but it's going on for a long time. Bing's web MSN bot has been acting up for years and years now, and the latest thing is now that they're crawling file names that don't exist on the servers. So it's creating 404s, causing a big mess in log files, etc., etc., etc. AdWords related. Google AdWords, some AdWords advertisers feel that they're paralyzed. They're afraid to make changes. They're afraid to update their campaigns. They're afraid to add new campaigns, change keywords and stuff like that. They feel paralyzed, and all they're doing is letting their things run and not changing anything and slowly dying a slow death. It turned out that a lot of those advertisers that are complaining in that thread seem to be affiliates, and obviously affiliates are treated slightly differently than other advertisers in the AdWords market. Also, we noticed that you know how Google's doing these product ad images in AdWords. It shows you images of products within the AdWords. I found an example of a woman in a thong actually when I was doing a search for a logo. Something called CompuCall is a company in Israel. I did a search for CompuCall logo, and up came a a product image in the AdWords ad with a woman in a thong. I wonder what the click-through rate on that was. That probably had a very high quality score. Also, Google released unofficially, but it's live, a way to search for Google advertising professionals. So if you're an AdWords advertising professional, now there's a way for people to actually search Google's database of all advertising professionals and find you, hopefully, if you're an advertising professional. Two more topics and then we're done. Google movie search, when you did a search for specific types of keywords like, forgot exactly what it was, let me just pull it up right now. If you did a search for movie 9 New York or 9 New York NYC, 9 NYC from New York City, up came a weird thing on the blue bar directly under the search box. It showed show times for, and I quote, September 11th tax, and also it showed show times for U.S. Airways flight 1549. Now, obviously, September 11th tax is very, very weird to show up, as well as 1549, which is related to the flight that had emergency landing in the Hudson River and was very successful for emergency landing. But what is going on there? Google said it was some type of bug. They didn't specifically say what type of bug it was. I'm a little concerned that it had to do with some type of a hack, some kind of sick joke or hoax from somebody who was trying to play a game on the U.S. or something. Because we did see that in Google Trends there was these ASCII art for both a swastika as well as the Twin Towers and a plane flying into it. So this definitely has happened before. Google has not come up and admitted anything on that yet. Finally, we did see some pornography come up in Google image search for a very, very generic keyword like cricket talks. And it came up under strict search. When you had strict safe search on, it actually did that. So we're not sure why that has happened, but that has been fixed as well as the 9/11 mention has been fixed as well. So that pretty much recaps the past week at the Search and Roundtable. This is obviously the last recap of 2009, and we're going to be moving into 2010 now. I'm very excited to see what 2010 has to offer. Obviously, this has been a very, very busy year. I did my yearly recap a month ago, or less than a month ago, on December 3rd, when I went through the 6 years of writing at the Search and Roundtable. So I'm not going to do another recap. You definitely took a look at that. I'd like to thank everybody again for listening and watching and reading and supporting the various things that we do at the Search and Roundtable and the various search blogs that we cover. Again, thank you very much. Everyone have a happy and a healthy new year, and we'll see you in 2010. Everyone, have a great weekend.